everyone. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Zipporah Hummel. I serve on Mayor Applyrs' team. I'm so proud to be part of a team that's so deeply committed to this city and to the people who make it what it is. Thank you all for joining us today. This transition was really a historic process for Albany. It was rooted in community, driven by historic engagement, and shaped by the voices of thousands of residents. We are incredibly grateful to everyone who showed up, who participated in meetings, who shared their perspectives, and helped guide this work forward. I want to take a moment to recognize some people who are in the audience today. We have Senator Pat Fahey here with us. Assemblymember John McDonald. And Assemblymember Gabriela Romero as well. We have some council members in attendance as well. Councilmember John Williamson, Councilmember Lorenzo Jones, Councilmember Tom Hoey, as well as Councilmember Arthur Lumpkin. We also have our Chief City Auditor, Sam Fine, in attendance, as well as Deputy County Executive Mike McLaughlin. I also want to acknowledge representatives we have. Regional Representative for Senator Kristen Gillibrand Buck Bobbin. Regional Representative for the Governor, Dan Wren. And regional reps for U.S. Congressman Paul Tonko, Anik Elahi, and Colleen Williams. So thank you again for being a part of today. It's now my pleasure to introduce two individuals who will be emceeing and kicking off our program. Please welcome to the podium Bill Chalmers, retired Assistant Provost at SUNY and lifelong Albany resident, and Kayla Carlson, Executive Director of the Albany Institute of History and Art.
I made it up. That's the hardest part. You know, as I look out in the audience, I say to myself, what am I doing up here? I am so humbled, and I mean this honestly, I'm so humbled because so many of you could be where I am today. But I tell you, I'm a proud Albany resident, and I'll say it anywhere at any time. So I'll say to you all, good morning. Good morning. Afternoon. But I was up this morning planning and practicing for this afternoon. Usually I have a face that I could zero in on in the audience, my wife, Linda Jackson Chalmers. But she's not here today, but she extends her congratulations to you. She's in Paris. Don't feel too sad for her. I'm happy to be here today to celebrate really this historic occasion, 100 days for Dr. Dorcey Applyrs, our mayor of the city of Albany. I have lived 67 of my 79 years here in the city of Albany. As you can imagine, I have seen the good times and the not so good times, but we're still here. I grew up on Herkimer Street in the downtown area of Albany, where I had my first job. I turned the lights off at the synagogue across the street on Friday evenings. Can you imagine that? At 13, my family moved to Grove Avenue in the New Scotland Avenue area. And when, about 2 years after I graduated college, I returned to Albany, and I lived on Lancaster Street across from my father's parking garage there. After my marriage, my wife, Linda, and I we moved to Grandview Terrace off 2nd Avenue, then to our second house on Terrace Avenue in the Pine Hills, and then finally our current home on Woodlawn Avenue off Manning Boulevard. And I bring these moves up to let you know I have lived in all of the neighborhoods, the major neighborhoods in Albany. Each one of them in some way touched me, enriched my life, and in fact made me the person I am. So I'm thankful for Albany. I don't want to do a major look back today, but I have to say that there was a time in Albany where Lark Street, Central Avenue, Pearl Street, they were teeming with people. Activities were going on. Families would walk the street. What a great time we all had. Friends met in downtown Albany for happy hour, dinner, and believe it, a night of dancing. It was great. Then one day, you wake up and your favorite restaurant is closed. You try to go dancing and there's nowhere to go. During this time, many of our friends moved to New York City, Atlanta, the DMV, and many other places. But Linda and I stayed because of the opportunities we had here, the lifelong friendships we had here, and how the city shaped our lives. Then fast forward, September 2025. Boy, what a great time that was. Albany elected a mayor who had a plan to bring back the city to what it was through transparency and civic and community engagement. Mayor Applyrs set out to give all residents a stake in how the city should move forward and how we wanted to work with our neighbors. We have since attracted some young professionals that will assist Mayor Applyrs in doing this, because we have to create an environment where we want our youngs, after they graduate from UAlbany, to stay in the city, okay? We need the young professionals like Deshauna at the Black Chamber, Tony at Center Galleries, Diane at the Egg, Kayla at the Institute. These individuals will work with the mayor and work with the city and help shape the cultural and civic camaraderie that we need and want here in our city. With Mayor Applyrs at the helm, for the first time, I feel that my opinions matter. I feel that and I mean this earnestly, because I've been through all the mayors. Some have done well, some have done not so well, and some have done great. But for the first time, I feel that I matter, that my family matters, that what we think matters. And guess what? I feel seen. So I thank you, Mayor, for that. I'm glad that my wife and I stayed, and I'm happy to say that my glass is more than half full now with hope. And I thank you for that as well. I look forward to my wife and I having a dinner downtown, going out for a dance and a spin when the lights go back on from our mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. I am Kayla Carlson. I'm the Executive Director at the Albany Institute of History and Art. I just wanted to say thanks to the mayor and the administration for allowing me to be part of this historic day. I am a relative newcomer to Albany. I've lived here a little less than 2 years, but I had set my sights on Albany long before the move, and actually invested in property here years before we moved. So it's always really surprising to me when I hear people say that, you know, it's not a nice place to live, or it's not a nice place to raise a family, or there's nothing going on, because all I saw was potential. But as someone who now can say that they live and work in downtown Albany in the shadow of the Capitol building, I, like all of you, am deeply invested in the success of this great city. There are challenges, don't get me wrong. In that way, Albany is just like any other major metropolitan city in the nation. But for every challenge, I see an even greater opportunity. I believe that our potential is more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. It may not surprise you that I am a big believer in the power of arts and culture and its ability to enrich the quality of life for the residents of the city of Albany. And I show up every day on behalf of the museum and this city to ensure that we are enriching the lives of the people who live here. We are a city of history. We are a city of great history. Some stories are more visible than others, but we need to do a better job of telling the world what an important role Albany played in the history of America. We need to remind people of the importance of our collective history and give them a place of pride. We are also a city of community. I am hopeful every time I see a family at the museum enjoying, learning, exploring, and really being in a collective space with other residents. But today, I am most excited about the hope and the potential for Albany's future, our collective future. This city is on the precipice of greatness, and I think that's a feeling we all share here today. Now, I would like to introduce a short video program that was prepared by the mayor's team.
We are not bound by the past. We can create our own image of what Albany can be as opposed to what it has been. Growth does not mean losing who we are. It means becoming more of what we can be. And that future cannot be built by our city government alone. It must be built by residents who care, by community organizations and elected leaders and public employees who show up every single day, by educators, healthcare workers, artists, advocates, entrepreneurs, and many others who believe in Albany enough to do the hard work. I believe in Albany. I believe in Albany. Let us choose Albany today and every single day. Let us invest in one another as opposed to tearing one another down. I am not here to compete with you. I am here to build with you. Let us ensure that when future generations look back on this historic moment, that they will say, this was when Albany dug deeper, fairer, extended its roots and grew to be stronger and more united than ever. Thank you so very much for taking part in this special historic day. God bless each of you, and God bless the great city of Albany. Onward and upward.
This survey invites Albany residents and businesses from every single zip code to help shape Mayor Dr. Applyrs' policy agenda by sharing what matters most to you, your priorities, your experiences, and your hopes for our city's future. Today marks a new path forward.
Well, now, again, I have the pleasure of introducing the president of one of our great educational institutions here in Albany. I didn't graduate from SUNY Albany or UAlbany. I graduated from Stony Brook, but we're part of the same system. Thank goodness. Plus, most of my career I spent working for system administration in downtown Albany out of the provost's office. So I know a little bit about what goes on. Javidan Rodriguez is the 20th president of the University at Albany, one of the nation's most diverse public research one universities. Throughout his tenure so far, he has achieved many major milestones, including returning the College of Nanotechnology, Science, and Engineering back to UAlbany, launching a university-wide A1 Plus initiative, and opening new engineering and research facilities. Under President Rodriguez's leadership, UAlbany has been consistently recognized as a leader in the social mobility of its students and has prioritized research and public impact. Please join me this afternoon in welcoming President Javidan Rodriguez.
Good afternoon, everyone. Muy buenas tardes. And of course, many of those things that have been accomplished at the University at Albany could have not been accomplished without the great help of Senator Pat Fahey, Assemblymember Romero, and Assemblymember McDonald. So thank you all for your great help. So good afternoon, everyone. Muy buenas tardes, Mayor. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so very much for having me here. And I am deeply honored to be here today to celebrate Albany Mayor Dorcey Applyrs' first 100-year days. I'm looking to the long-term sustainable future. As I am sure you know, the mayor is a two-time graduate of the University at Albany. And we are ecstatic to count her among our Great Dane family. Following the mayor's election, I was honored to be asked to join her Activate Albany Transition Committee. And from the very first meeting, it was clear that her agenda was ambitious and that inclusivity was central to her plans. The mayor had high expectations and put this committee to work right away. Since day one, she has been committed to listening to the needs, the hopes, and the concerns of citizens across the city. The Activate Albany Community Survey is a testament to that commitment. Mayor Applyrs sees our city's history and its potential. She sees Albany's challenges, but also the great opportunities before us. And as you will hear today, she has the vision, the energy, and the enthusiasm to reactivate our city. To be sure, there are challenges ahead, but there are many, many opportunities, and I am confident that with the mayor's inclusive approach, will set her administration and our city to weather any storms that come before us. UAlbany is proud to be an economic anchor in the city of Albany. With a 1.1 billion annual economic impact, more than 17,000 students, and nearly 5,000 employees, we have vested interests in Albany's continued success and its growth. And there are so many reasons to be optimistic about our city's trajectory. Just last week, the state announced the first of several cutting-edge semiconductor manufacturing tools which were installed at Albany Nanotech. And with more than $10 billion in state and federal investments, the Nanotechnology R&D Center will continue to attract international companies to our city to work among the experts and advance this essential industry. The city of Albany has become the epicenter of the semiconductor industry in this country. And at UAlbany, we are not only involved in the research that will move this industry forward, we are also training the next generation of workers whose contributions will ensure that our city remains a global hub for nanotechnology for decades to come. And with the mayor's leadership, we hope to see more UAlbany graduates stay in the city of Albany and build lives here just like the mayor did. Across the city in areas like Liberty Park, revitalization efforts are also underway, bringing long-awaited hope for a brighter future. UAlbany was proud to purchase a residence hall in the former College of St. Rose, now renamed the Great Dane Apartments, of course. And this is an investment that will help meet our student housing needs and bring energy back to the neighborhood. We also see significant potential to reinvigorate downtown Albany by capitalizing on the city's existing R&D infrastructure to accelerate entrepreneurship in the city. At every turn, Mayor Applyrs has been a tremendous partner to UAlbany and a champion for the city of Albany. With her vision, enthusiasm, and commitment to inclusivity, I am confident that the mayor will lead the city to a very bright future. Mayor, the University at Albany looks forward to continuing to work with you, your leadership team, to continue to build on the great foundations of this city and to be a transformative force for everyone in the city of Albany, in the capital region, and in the state of New York. Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you all for being here. Muchísimas gracias, and go Great Danes.
As the leader of the oldest museum in New York State, I can attest to the historic nature of this administration and the significance of Mayor Applyrs' election as the first Black woman to be the mayor of the capital of the greatest state in the nation. I actually think that this moment is larger than any of us can fully comprehend. It signals a broader and more an overdue shift in who is seen, who is heard, and who has a seat at the table. I'm not sure if the mayor has even taken a moment to savor this accomplishment. How could she? I mean, from the moment she was elected, she started working on the survey, perhaps even before that, who knows, and she hasn't stopped. She has been busy with historic snowfalls and filling potholes, and she's been walking through neighborhoods, asking folks to clean up, all for the greater good of all of us. I have had the privilege of serving as a co-chair on one of her many Activate Albany committees, and I have seen firsthand her energy, her transparency, and her grace under pressure. Everyone in this room today is witnessing a new chapter in Albany's history, and we are so fortunate to have a leader in City Hall who puts the people first and is not afraid of doing the hard work. Now, without further ado, it is my great honor to introduce Mayor Dorcey Applyrs.
Thank you. Ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go. Everyone deserves a Willie White in their lives. Everyone. Thank you, Willie, for always leading the chants to get us fired up and ready to go. Just want to start by giving some thank yous. I believe it's always important to show gratitude. And I just want to thank our president. Thank you so much for your kind, thoughtful, and passionate words, and for your partnership to me personally, but to our city. And I also want to thank our two MCs. Thank you both for sharing a bit of your personal journey, what this city means to you personally, but also you both show up in your own ways to help transform Albany. And so I am so grateful that you feel seen, that you feel heard, and that you feel that you've made the right choice in the city that you have chosen to call home. So thank you both very much. I want to say good afternoon, and I want to thank the 9 Penn Cider Works team. This is a beautiful space, and wherever you are in here, to the team, thank you for opening up your doors to host us today. I think where we are seated is a reflection point for Albany's transformation. This space has truly been transformed, and I am honored to be here. So thank you for having us and taking part in this celebration. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge all of you in the room. You could be doing so many other things, but you choose to be here. Many of you have busy agendas, and it's a little wet out, but you still chose to be here. So I just want to thank you for showing up. I want to acknowledge our Activate Albany committee chairs and members. If you have joined our Activate Albany committee as a chair or as a member, can you just please stand and be recognized at this time? We truly would not be here without each of you, your dedication, your commitment, your tireless energy and belief in the people that make Albany a great city. And we are all here because the people of Albany are the reason we show up and do the work that we do day in and day out. So I just want to say that with your support and with your leadership, I stand at the ready to move Albany forward. So thank you very much. And the city can't act without the support of our department leaders. I want to ask that all of our city department leaders and city employees please stand to be acknowledged. Frank, yes, that's you. Frank Zioli in the back. Calling you out, Frank. All of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your leadership and participation in this process, and thank you for your dedicated commitment to the city. Most of our employees, if not all, you don't work for the city to get rich. Deputy Mayor, that's right. You do this work because you have a genuine love for public service and serving the public. And so I have witnessed a lot of grit and tenacity and courage over the last 4 months from our department leadership and our employees. And so I just, from my heart, thank you all so much. I also want to acknowledge our elected officials who were named, many of whom served on the Activate Albany Committee. I'm grateful to all of our city, county, state, and federal partners for your continued support. Shortly, you'll learn more about the historic data that we've collected as part of the Activate Albany community engagement process. I want to thank every canvasser, Dunton Consulting, We Are Revolutionary. Lukey, are you here? If you're not here, thank you, Lukey, Trinity Alliance, and Bridge the Gap. Thank you for your dedicated outreach. Thanks to you, we've reached every neighborhood, every single zip code across our entire city. We left no stone unturned in terms of getting information and ensuring that all of our residents felt touched and seen. So that would not have been possible without you all. And most importantly, I want to acknowledge the people of Albany, the people who actually put me in this position. I am very clear that I would not be standing here if it wasn't for the residents of the great city of Albany, our business owners and community members who make this city great and who took the time to let their voices be heard. Your input is invaluable. And when I say I show up every day because of the people of this great city, it is truly my compass, my why. And I personally could not do this work if I did not have a love for this city and a love for the people. So let's jump right in. The Activate Albany transition was a people-first process. And following the election in November, we hit the ground running. I would like to say sprinting. The morning after the election, we launched Activate Albany. I was intentional in creating a transition that prioritized community input. If you know me, you know I am someone who cares deeply about the people that I serve and their voices and what matters to them most. For 3 years on the campaign trail, I heard from residents and business owners that they felt closed off from City Hall. When we were canvassing, some respondents expressed that they felt their opinion on city government had never been asked before. So when people don't show up to vote or people don't call to complain about that pothole, it is because many of our residents don't feel heard or seen by city government, so why bother? Through this process, we helped close that disconnect. I like to remind people that the mayor's office isn't my office. It's the people's office. It's the people's office. And so I am clear about that every single time I show up to work, that I am sitting in that seat, not because of me. I am sitting in that seat because the people of Albany put me in that seat. Today, we pause to recognize a historic moment, a record level of engagement between City Hall and our city's people. This was made possible through an extensive process that brought in a community and community leaders from across the city who represent the perspectives of Albanians from every single zip code. I can't stress that enough. If you walk through many of our cities, you will see some parts of, walk through many of our neighborhoods, you will see some neighborhoods in which people have felt that there has been a lot of disinvestment and that no one cares. And so us showing up is just the tip of the iceberg and the starting place for what my expectations are in terms of engaging every single resident. The process. These community leaders represent the people who took part in this process, all aspects of our city. You represent the best of Albany and our region. So I want to thank you for sharing your time and your talents. Again, these are busy people. We have presidents of institutions, presidents of some of our major arts, culture, and entertainment institutions, professors, people who have dual lives, elected office, as well as their full-time job that pays the bills. You name it, you all showed up, and I'm so greatly appreciative of that. In the fall, we set up our 4 policy committees: public safety and quality of life, youth strategies, arts, culture, and entertainment, and economic development and growth strategies. Our chairs led a variety of meetings culminating in our 100 days action list, which you'll hear about shortly. And we started delivering on those actions on day 1. On January 1, when I was sworn in, we launched the Activate Albany survey on the same day. We didn't waste any time. I signed my name on the dotted line, and then we started with getting that survey out to our residents and business owners. The survey was available in 4 languages, reflecting the diversity of our city. And you've heard before, oftentimes the city of Albany is portrayed a certain way. And the reality is it does not always reflect the true diversity of our city and the neighborhoods. And so we wanted to make sure that the survey was available in multiple languages. We launched a robust canvassing operation that helped us reach people who are typically left out from government decision-making. 1/3 of people canvassed said they had never been asked to contribute their input and feedback to the city or for city matters. When we saw gaps in survey data, early on we saw that there were certain neighborhoods that were responding. And in other areas that traditionally do not get tapped into, we were not seeing people respond and complete the survey. And so we started to pivot, and our canvassers partnered with libraries, faith institutions, community groups, and businesses to get the data we needed. We intentionally sought out responses from neighborhoods that were not reflected in the early survey results and adjusted so we could capture all of Albany. With the survey closing in March, we brought our committees back together for a series of workshops with city leaders. We looked at survey responses and identified a series of public-facing actions that reflected community input. And so what I hope is not getting lost in these points is that this was an intentional process. This was not some thrown together process. It was intentional from the people we selected to lead. It was intentional from the strategies that we used to collect and gather feedback. And when we were not getting the robust feedback that we wanted, we didn't just continue to do the same thing. We paused, we strategized, and we made sure that we were tapping into all of Albany. So the data, this survey had historic engagement with more than 6,300 people who took time to complete it. That is record numbers in terms of survey completion. It resulted in over 173,000 data points on what community members want to see as it relates to city government. There were a few key highlights from the data. 1, people of all ages responded with nearly 1,000 responses from youth and young adults alone. Our largest response rate came from residents between the ages of, can anyone guess? 45 to 64. People with a diverse range of household incomes responded to our survey. For example, respondents with a household income of less than $60,000 comprised 35% of all survey respondents. And LGBTQIA plus individuals represented 18% of respondents. Thank you to Tandra and so many others who were instrumental in making sure that that survey got out. The full data set will be available online for your review, and you can analyze the data. It is the public's data. This is a historic level of information on what Albany residents need, and it can be used for years to come. So I encourage you all to look at the data, use it for good, use it to inform the work that you are doing. So what did we learn? Albany spoke and we heard loud and clear. Here are a few things highlighted in the survey data. For questions about economic development, a topic or a top response was to bring vacant buildings and storefronts back to use. Residents said loud and clear that they want to see the city hold absentee landlords accountable. Residents also want to see downtown become a destination for dinner and dancing. That's why we are turning the lights back on in our great city, one business and one experience at a time. When it came to public safety, residents identified 3 top priorities: expand the use of trained social workers or mental health professionals, invest in youth programming, including after-school evenings and summer activities to prevent violence, and create the Albany Office of Violence Prevention, which will bring together police officers, mental health professionals, and community leaders to address the root causes of violence. And my administration is poised and prepared to start acting on those recommendations. I just want to pause to acknowledge our police chief, Chief Cox, who is in the room, and our police officers. This is a true partnership, and the chief and I have been traveling across the city. We started to do conversations with the mayor and the police chief, and we hear all types of things. But what's very clear is that people appreciate the fact that the chief and I are out in the community asking them about what they want to see and feel as it relates to public safety. So Chief, thank you for your commitment. When it comes to youth, people want to see City Hall elevate young people as leaders and decision makers by increasing opportunities for youth leadership and civic engagement. And people want to see Albany fun again. The data gives us a foundation for the work ahead, and now we have to do the work. The action plan represents a new approach to governing in this city. One where residents set the priorities and guide City Hall's decisions, and where the community remains an active partner in seeing this work through. So here are some of the recommendations. The full 30 actions will be available on our website, but we pulled out just a few of those recommendations listed here. And if you need glasses or you can't see, again, you can go on our website and all of this information will be there. Across the 4 priority areas previously discussed, economic development and growth strategies, public safety and quality of life, arts, culture, and entertainment, and youth strategies, each action traces directly back to what people said they needed, making this not just a plan developed in response to the community, but one developed together with the community. I encourage each of you to read through the action plan fully. If you need some good nighttime reading, it's there for you. But today, just highlighting a few of those actions. Residents want the city to expand events, entertainment, and activations downtown. People want the city to be a living and breathing thing. People want to have things to do. And despite the fact that there are already things happening, people want robust offerings. They asked that we build dedicated grant writer capacity within City Hall, allowing us to identify necessary funding opportunities and help nonprofits successfully apply for grants. We have an abundance of nonprofits. Some mom and pop, some do not have the capacity to write grants, and they need help. And so we hear that loud and clear. And as previously shared, residents want the city to proactively improve vacant property and code enforcement systems. People also support APD's efforts to strengthen police recruitment, retention, and community integration. They ask that we reform the city's events permitting process. I'm sure we'll get some amens on that. And establish an arts council to guide long-term arts funding and support. Finally, respondents agree that we must create youth safety and support hubs in community centers and recreation spaces, and establish a paid advisory council to the mayor. These actions reflect a different way of city government. The difference is that the community told us what they cared about. These actions are directly related to the data and the concerns raised in the survey. My administration has already started to implement some of the 30 actions mentioned. We have hit the ground running, sprinting, can't stress that enough, and I'm excited to share a video highlighting just some of the work that's been done thus far.
Dr. Applyrs, not only are you the second woman to serve as mayor of Albany, the capital of our great state, you're also the first Black mayor in this city's history in the oldest continuously chartered city in the United States of America. And this is no small feat. That is 340 years of history. And you're writing a new chapter with your administration.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
As you can see, we have been hard at work. People often joke that they get tired just looking at my social media. But the truth is, as Albany's biggest cheerleader, it is important for me to be out there in the community, at the ribbon cuttings, patronizing our businesses in the neighborhoods, showing up for the bar mitzvahs, the barbecues, the baby showers, showing up to our schools to get clapped in by our babies. It's important for people to see me, to feel me, to know that they have a champion in City Hall, to know that they have my support. To our business owners who often feel that they are in it alone, I show up because they need to know that we are all in this together. And so I will continue to show up and to show out for the city of Albany. So let me quickly recap some of the things that we've done thus far. You've seen some of them here, but it really does not do justice to all of the things and the work that we've done in 4 short months. During my first week in office, I signed an executive order establishing our advisory council on nightlife economy. My administration will continue to expand on their work and plan to implement their recommendations. Can the members of our Advisory Council on Nightlife Economy please stand to be acknowledged? We are turning the lights on, baby. Through long conversations with council members, community housing advocates, and developers, we reached a compromise on inclusionary zoning that will transform Albany's housing stock. Trust me, that was not easy. And I thank the stakeholders in this room who took part in those discussions. We are all committed to building more housing for every income level in this city. I want to give a shout out to Councilman Ballerin if you're here, and all of the co-sponsors on that legislation. Thank you so much for your partnership. And a special, with a special shout out to Councilmember Tom Hoey. If you're here, Councilman Hoey, I see you over there. The chair of our Public Safety Committee, our administration has worked closely with Councilman Hoey to introduce legislation to establish the city's first ever Office of Violence Prevention. The first of its kind, this legislation is a high priority of mine, and we are already making progress on that legislation. It establishes this office that will be informed by data as well as information shared during a trip to Baltimore. So 2 months on the job, I led a delegation of about 20 people to Baltimore. And this delegation was comprised of faith leaders, elected officials, nonprofit organizations, the school district. Shout out to our superintendent who was here, and our department commissioners. We went to Baltimore and learned so much that we are bringing back and adopting some of those recommendations. I want to thank Chief Cox and Commissioner Jamel Robinson for joining us on that trip. In the first week of my administration, I established our first ever mayoral fellowship. We are privileged to have Sean Millington, a recent UAlbany graduate, serving in this capacity. To know Sean is the real mayor of Albany. Sean has brought so much sunshine and joy to City Hall, to the team, to the city. He's always smiling, no matter what's going on. And people just love the energy that Sean brings to our team and to the city. This position is designed to better connect with our academic institutions and work to integrate our students back into the fabric of our city. We are working to recruit and retain our students to stay in Albany, to buy their first homes in Albany, to build their families here, and to begin their careers just as I have done. I'm excited about this work, and we have so many partnering institutions, including, of course, UAlbany. It's a great day to be a Great Dane, as well as Maria College with Dr. Ortali. We would not be able to do this work without our academic partners, so thank you. I've also worked to improve our proactive communication with landlords and property owners, bringing a significant reduction in expired residential occupancy permits throughout the city. A shout out to our new codes director, Valerie Scott. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you for your leadership on this effort. And finally, I transitioned the Office of Cultural Affairs to the Mayor's office. This office is responsible for a lot of the events hosted by the city. We are reimagining cultural events across the city. For example, we painted the town green last month for St. Patrick's Day. We were exhausted. We partied from the time we woke up until everybody passed out. This was an intentional move to reestablish our relationships with local businesses and bridge the gap between City Hall and our city's culture. We are taking shared ownership and creating a tone and tenor to how our city feels. Businesses cannot do this alone, and I stand at the ready to support them as we collectively turn the lights back on in our city. I want to give a shout out to Keith and the team here. Thank you so much. I harass Keith all the time. Keith, this new event is happening. Let's do it. Okay, Mayor. Keith, there's something going on downtown. Okay, Mayor, I'll get us locked in. Keith. Constantly harassing Keith, but we match each other's energy, and we both believe in being out there in the neighborhoods with our businesses and having a great time. It's no secret that our city is struggling with a morale issue. As I've always said, I've heard loud and clear that the people of Albany feel that the city has lost its luster and at times feels dull and boring. I heard city residents express frustration with people talking trash about our city. In 4 short months, my administration has been working diligently to change this narrative and, as I always say, turn the lights back on. We are already hearing great feedback Don't take my word for it. Let's hear directly from community members.
When the mayor first took office on Inauguration Day, I felt inspired, encouraged, excited, and hopeful for the first time in a long time.
When I first heard that Dorcey won the election, it was so amazing. It's so awesome. We were there at the Hyatt Place Albany downtown when she found out she was elected, and it was an amazing experience, a heart-filling, most exciting moment that we were able to be a part of.
Was an immense sense of pride that we were at the dawn of a new era.
I was in tears of joy and tears of relief that the city of Albany voted for a true leader and a person who truly is a good person who loves the city of Albany.
I felt a sense of renewed purpose given the historic time we're in for our city.
From what I've seen over those first 100 days as mayor, it has been absolutely incredible.
She makes herself very accessible, which I know can be a double-edged sword, and I'm proud of her for taking that risk and showing up, making herself available, and always in a fantastic mood.
For me, it was important as an individual, as an Albanian, born and raised, to be a part of reshaping this process, to be able to see history being made, that this is such an exciting time. It's such a fresh energy, and we're so surrounded by just smart people that have their heart in the right place, that want to see Albany shine in the best light. And if I can be a part of that, it's everything to me.
I hope that the residents will know that they were listened to. Not only were they seen, but they were heard. There was action taken from that to improve their quality of life, to encourage more people to stay in the city, and also others to move to Albany.
The mayor and the campaign earned the trust of fellow residents from across the city. And as we approach the 100-day mark, I just want to say, Mayor Applyrs, thank you for being such an amazing champion of young people in this city. Thank you for continuing that. And as a last word here, I'll just say continue being a fighter, because I hear it from somebody that home is always worth fighting for.
Thank you for being my mayor. I cannot wait to see all that you accomplish in this role.
Mayor, may your passion for the people of this city continue to guide your path.
There was such a large amount of respondents, and that information that was shared from respondents, I think, is going to allow us to look at things differently, and that folks have their voice being heard. People really want to see change in a way that is impactful and long term.
Their willingness to engage and partner with the community has been quite noticeable. The Palace Theater is a hub downtown Albany for arts, culture, and live entertainment, and we're happy to partner with the mayor, the city of Albany, in turning the lights back on. Looking forward to the next 100 days.
So we're going to be wrapping up soon, but I just want to say, the team, they do not show me the videos ahead of time, so I'm watching them in real time with you all, trying not to get emotional. But I am so very grateful for the support in this room, and also the push. I remember getting a call, maybe close to midnight, from one of the individuals here who said there's a new establishment. It would mean the world if you come down and say a few words. So I jumped out of bed, took my hair rollers out, threw my clothes on, and rolled up to one of our new establishments just to let the owners, but also the people in the audience, know that their mayor is with them. And it was a great time. So Tandra, thank you very much. Our businesses and residents' success is collective success. Your success is my success and our city's success. My administration is already changing narratives, delivering on residents' requests, and will continue to prioritize them moving forward, even as our city faces challenges ahead. So before I conclude, I said finally several times, but this is really the end. Before we conclude, I want to acknowledge the moment that we are in. Our city is facing a budget challenge. Similar to several new mayors across our great state, I am prioritizing both addressing inherent issues, namely the structural deficit, and delivering on my administration's priorities as informed by our city residents. My team has been hard at work focusing on solving our fiscal challenges, and we will rise to the occasion. I remain hopeful. Our residents and business owners who fight for this city every single day deserve nothing less than me being hopeful and optimism. I am elated that we have partners like many of you in this room who are committed to joining me in this fight. Transforming our city will require partnership, creativity, resourcefulness, and transparency. We will not stop dreaming and working towards a better future for our city. To each of you in this room, thank you for continuing to show up for our city. I invite you all to again view the action plan and survey data for yourselves. This process was part of a historic transition, and I am so very grateful for everyone's leadership and hard work. And a special shout out to my dream team. If you are a member of my team, if you could just stand, those who work in the mayor's office. This team, most of them are already standing because they're working. But this is a great team. I know our deputy mayor was reluctant to stand, but I could not do this hard work day in and day out without them. Some days I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and I come in and blow everybody hair off and get crazy. But the reality is I would not be here if it wasn't for you all. So thank you for showing up for me and showing up for our city and putting up with all of my nonsense. Thank you so much. I look forward to how these recommendations will inform my administration for the next 4 years and how we will continue to move our city forward. And as always, it is such an honor, it is such a privilege to serve as Albany's 76th mayor. Thank you and enjoy your day.